Tonight, see what truly exists inside the world of the paranormal. Inside. Join the discussion and review some of the best paranormal evidence captures from a wide variety of experienced and up-and-coming investigators. See and hear what they capture, where they captured it, and how they captured it. Right now on Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence. I am Chris.
I am Audra.
I am Tony.
I am Cherie. Hello.
I am Lourdes, leaving my last name out.
And I am going to follow suit with the rest of my comrades. I am Ronald Reynaldo Ronald.
But you can't say Lourdes.
I can't say Lourdes. Yes. Now that we've lost most of our audience in the first 15 seconds.
Thanks for joining for 15 seconds, y'all.
We appreciate it.
Of bad phonetics.
Well, tonight we have got Tim Kummer, or better known as T-DAWG. Tim is one of the founding members of Riverbend Paranormal Indiana and the Paranormal Worldwide crew. He's done investigations in some really well-known locations like Bobby Mackey's, the Villisca Murder House, Indiana State, Sanatorium. He also has done South Pittsburgh Hospital, to name a few. And if you guys aren't paying attention on Facebook, you don't know T-DAWG, because that guy is para-unity to the T with definition. He shares everything paranormal. He makes sure he posts it on the Paranormal Worldwide crew. You name it, he plasters paranormal all over Facebook. So let's go ahead and say hello to T-DAWG.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? Hello. Thanks for having me.
Come on. That doesn't work when the R's at the end.
It doesn't sound right with the cover. It all rolled off.
Maybe it does to the ladies.
Right.
Family show.
But no, it's great to be here with you guys, man. Looking forward to talking with you.
Awesome.
All right, Tim's got some good evidence tonight. Tim, tell us how you got started in the paranormal. What got you into it?
Well, I started years ago. What really got me into it more than anything is growing up as a teenager. You know, you'd always hear people tell their stories about their paranormal experiences. They seen apparitions or, things moving, this and that. And I never had no experiences to share. I was kind of jealous that everybody was having these fascinating experiences. And I was so curious about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go make it my journey to have some paranormal experiences and of my own. That way I can have stories to tell and some of the wow factors, whatever, and I've just been doing it ever since, man. I started off like most people do, cemeteries, crybaby bridges, urban legend stuff, and just kind of grew from there. Been doing it ever since. It's been a pretty amazing journey.
How many years are we talking about for ever since? Because obviously you've got some experience and your evidence is fantastic. How long you been in this?
Yeah, a little over 20 years. I mean, if I were to give or take, I'd say 23 years, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's impressive.
But
It is.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man. Been a lot of neat locations throughout the United States, a couple overseas. So it's been a lot of fun.
Cool.
For sure.
Nice.
So for our audience watching that's not familiar with Tim, man, he is an investigation addict. So
What's up,
Tim,
Chris, Nora?
hey Nora. Tim does quite a few investigations. If you watch, he is connected to a lot of people in the paranormal. He is connected to a lot of places in the paranormal. He lives and breathes Indiana paranormal. Tell us about some of the locations, Tim.
Been up to New York to a lot of locations up there. Kings Park, Lynchworth Village, Wildwood Sanatorium, Hinsdale House. What's that? Mount Misery up there in New York. Been to Gettysburg. Been to Madison Seminary, Fairfield. Most recently, we did the Villisca Axe Murder House, Malvern Manor. done multiple jails throughout the
Nice.
surrounding states. I couldn't tell you how many different. Randolph County Infirmary. I mean, the list goes on and on. Bobby Mackey's, Waverly Hills. Just there's so many of them.
Wow.
I'd have to write you a list and send it to you. There's
That
so
was quite a
many.
list.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
quite a list
There's
already.
so many.
Bobby
Right.
Mackey's is
Yeah.
one of our
He's-
bucket list too.
He's done places in our neck of the woods that we haven't done yet.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's awesome.
New
That is
York's
very
got some really interesting locations, man. I'm trying to get back out there again this year to check out a couple more places with Kat and Chris from Trinity Paranormal.
We love
So,
working
yeah.
with them. We just worked with them recently. If you plan something with Chris and Chris doesn't tell me, he's on the caca list if he doesn't tell me.
Yeah.
And I'm using bad language like caca tonight because I'm feeling it. Feeling it. But he's got to
Chris
tell
Yeah,
me.
they're-
Lars
We'd love
watching.
we'd love to know if he
They're-
came out here and to be able to work with you for sure.
Yeah,
We love it.
yeah. Well, me and Kat are working on some things now. I'll be up there sometime this year. I just don't know what time frame yet with everyone scheduled and things I already got booked. But I definitely look forward to coming back out there this year. I don't know if
Very
it'll be
cool.
upstate New York or lower New York, but I'll be in New York somewhere this year for sure.
We got to get you out to the Shanley.
Oh my God, he would love to
Right?
shine.
Yeah, I think that's one that Kat was talking about was the Shanley Hotel.
Yeah, let's do
That's a
that.
possibility.
All right, great. Plan made. Excellent. Good. Write it down.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
What's your preferred equipment, Tim?
I'm old school, man. I prefer my video camera recorder, and if I have one trigger device, it's normally the EDI meter.
Nice.
You know, I mean, I got other stuff I use, but that's my preferred. You know, go to
Sure.
video, audio, and EDI.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Evidence that you can corroborate through more than one piece of equipment simultaneously, and that's
Correct.
how it is for a lot of us,
Correct.
right, Tim? We fill our car with stuff that probably hinders our gas mileage beyond belief, and then we take out like
Right.
4 things and go, "I'm going to use this."
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah, that's how it goes. But depending on the location, you know, if it's got long hallways, I might set up a few motion sensor LED lights up and down the hallways, you know, just different things to get a further view of what may be going on up and down the hallway. Something's walking out of the room or walking down the hallway. So I use some other things, but as far as interaction, the EDI is my go-to for the most part. You know, I got some of those, what are they, little cat balls and REM pods and stuff like that, but I prefer the EDI, you know, and you can put the little memory card in there and
Yeah.
transfer
Lock the
the
data.
Yeah.
over to your computer and kind of collaborate it with other things that you've picked up through evidence wise. So it's kind of helps.
Yeah,
out with that, too.
those are cool machines. They'll track EMF, temperature,
Yeah, stuff like
pressure, humidity,
Vibration.
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 Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, it's a really nicely
Yeah.
built, multifaceted tool.
It is. It is. I like it. And like some people prefer the REM pods, but I don't know. I mean, they're good as far as the motion detection, but I don't know about you guys. Every time I've used one of those fancy REM pods, the temperature fluctuation always fluctuates so much in different locations that it's going
It
off
drives-
all the damn time, and it drives me nuts. So I try
It
to stay
drives
away from
us nuts.
We
too.
we have been
Oh
in
my
countless
God.
investigations when it's like, what is
that, right?
temperature again?
I gotta
Shut it
say
off.
hi. I had to say hi to my daughter. My daughter's on there. Hi, Kylie. That's my
Aw.
daughter, guys. Her name's Kylie.
Hey, Kylie.
That's awesome. Your dad's awesome. That's why we have him on here tonight. We've been waiting for a long time. But that's funny that you said that though, because we have countless times been like we're recording something. It's an EVP. We're going, you know, who's with us or whatever question, and it's like we're quiet. It's like, a son of a.
Yeah. And then you can change the battery and bring it back, and it starts doing the same damn thing. I'm like, man, just turn that off.
Yeah.
Put that up, man. That's too much of a distraction, you know.
Yep.
Right.
Hey, Steve Holte.
Hey,
Yeah, no,
Steve.
it's funny too because we're like, you know, are we measuring here for, you know, for the thermostat or
Right.
are we trying to get paranormal evidence? It dropped a degree.
Exactly.
Come on.
Right. Yeah. They should have some kind of different setup to where if it drops significantly 5, 6 degrees, then maybe it goes off, but never
Right.
not every little fluctuation. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, a significant change in temperature is something you want to notate.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
adjust it so it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
1
actually used
degree.
mine on Thanksgiving. I put it inside the turkey with the antenna coming out, so I knew it when it was done.
It was
How'd
done
that
every
work?
3 minutes.
That's funny. That's funny.
All right, Tim's got some really great evidence. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So, Tim, the first one I got here is Bobby Mackey's shadow bar. You want to give us a little dissertation on that one?
Yeah, well, obviously we're there investigating. On one side of the bar, there's a pool area where the pool table is, and that's where we were set up for base camp. On the other side of the bar, where you're going to see this shadow go by, is where you sit out, in the area where you're watching the band play or whatever. So there's a stage camera, and Chris Nora was here with me that night, him and Kat. We had a stage camera sitting on the bar facing the other side of the bar away from us. You'll be able to hear us in the background off in the other room, but all of us are in that room charging equipment, doing whatever we were doing, talking. And that stage camera picks up what looks like to be a shadow walking across the far side of the bar. And there's I think a Monster energy drink sign up there, a neon sign. And you can kind of see it go underneath that and go a little further down the bar, and it just kind of disappears. And I believe in the video you can see the very end of the bar, and you don't see no one walk down at the end of the bar. So and I know it wasn't none of us. So I believe we caught a shadow of something walking by that other end of the bar.
All right, let's take a look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's so much
Where's-
harder to see it on a small screen.
Where's
Yeah,
the fan at in the video?
Almost
It's
center to the back.
where the Monster energy drink sign is. It's probably 7 feet away from that, give or take. It's about
Okay.
mid bar, I guess.
Okay, play it one more time, Chris.
Play it
I want to take another look. Oh yeah, I
Yes,
saw
yes.
it. Oh
See
yeah.
it better there. It kind of starts like where the Monster energy drink sign is, and then it goes down. But I mean, we had other cameras set up too in that area on a DVR system, so we had different angles. And because when I first saw it, I thought it was a shadow from the fan at first. But then once I replayed it and looked at it from different angles, you can obviously see that it's not the fan giving off that shadow. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, and the best part about that video too is if you pay really close attention, if it was somebody walking on the opposite side of the bar and you're catching a shadow coming across the bar, there would have been a reflection on the bar, and it wouldn't have completely blocked out the bottom of that monster sign. That monster sign, it would have been below it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So
Yeah, and then it just kind of vanished. It
that's what I said. It
lost
just
the
kind of
light.
disappears.
Now, I watched this video 3 or 4 times. If you pay really close attention, you can actually see it go down past the end of the bar. It's hard to catch, but yeah, if you watch it 3 or 4, I'll play it one more time real quick.
Yeah, play it one more time.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Past the fan.
that's when you get a book. So I told him I'd let him know after everybody get down on the weekends. Yeah, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Sit down on the
It
corner.
does. Yeah.
Yep.
The first time I reviewed it.
Sorry, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Let me decline that call.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We'll be
He's got an offer to be on another show right now.
No,
Oh, your
man.
fans are calling.
I especially made phone calls and told people before I got on here with you guys, hey, I got a podcast to do at 9 o'clock. Don't call me till later. Because normally this time of night, I'm getting messages and different stuff going on. So I try to call as many people as I could. Hey, don't bug me at 9 o'clock. I'll be on the show.
This is that one drunk friend going, "Hey Tim, you know you're on a show right now, right?"
I see you.
No, but I was
I will
saying.
call and just watch me on Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence.
Right. Exactly. I'm checking
Tim,
it
how was
out.
that? How was that location? That's one of those. We always talk on our show about how the media, as much as it's made this stuff more mainstream, that it also paints the theatrical, dramatic, dark, demonic, everything's going to kill you picture. And that place certainly has one of those reputations. How was your experience there? And again, I say your experience because it may differ for other people.
Thanks for
Right.
asking
Okay,
that,
well-
Ron, because that's what I was going to ask.
If you want my honest opinion on Bobby Mackey's, I don't think it's as crazy as everybody says it is. From my experiences, I've investigated there 3 different times now. I've been locked down, chained up, blindfolded, right next to the so-called portal of hell. It was quiet. My anticipation, I was highly anticipating some crazy stuff to happen while I was down there. And I mean, it was probably one of the more crazier places that I would look forward to doing just because of the hype factor.
Right.
And I was a little disappointed. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty quiet for me. I go down there and hang out with Bobby quite often. I kind of enjoy hanging out with Bobby more than I do investigating the place myself. I've had a better time in hanging out with Bobby than I have investigating. I mean, it is a nice location, and I've gotten some activity there. But that little shadow across the bar, over the 3 times I've been there, it's probably the best piece of evidence or anything I captured while I've investigated there.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that, and I appreciate your honesty and your candor, because that happens a lot. I think people in the field don't always realize that if they're new. Like, we went to Eastern State Penitentiary, and there's some phenomenal evidence that has been had at that location. But when we went, it was a snoozer too for the most part. We got maybe a couple things at best, but
It's pretty quiet.
Well, we talked about this,
and unfortunately, if more people in the field would just say that, like the rest of us do, hey, yeah, I went there, it was a little quiet, didn't get too much. That would help out a lot of other groups making decisions on, maybe not going there, maybe going somewhere else instead. Because I mean, I try to be honest about everything. If people ask me about a location, I tell them my honest opinion about it, about my experiences there, or whatever, and I think we all should do a little more than that instead of so many people hyping up locations, because hypeness just kills a lot of the paranormal field, if you ask me. Overhypes everything.
We've said it on the show quite a bit too, that what you see on the TV shows is we go down for a night, maybe 2.
Right.
When you see a 43-minute show, once you cut out the commercials, they've been there for 5 to 7 days.
Right.
So if they get 4 to 6 pieces of good evidence, that's over 5 to 7 days, man. That's not one night. Yeah.
I think the honesty in a review is important too. If you give an honest review, I think that's because it is helpful. But by the same token, I look at anything, even when people review restaurants, or especially like if a movie critic goes, "Oh, that movie's terrible," I still think it's see it for yourself, have your own experience, and then maybe for you, because some people got amazing stuff at Eastern State and we didn't. So if they had listened to us two chuckleheads, they might have lost out on some good stuff. So.
Right. And then you got to realize some people are more sensitive or are sensitive and others aren't. So they pick up on more things and experience more things. Because me, myself, I'm not sensitive in any kind of way. I don't have any abilities. I just go off natural raw instinct, gut off my gut, So for like when I'm out with Kat, she'll experience stuff that I don't experience because she's more sensitive than I am, and she'll pick up on a lot more, you know. And that's
Kat's
why I do
phenomenal.
my challenges. That's why I do my
and then
challenges.
you got
because-
them.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead,
Tim.
Tony.
Go ahead.
I was saying that's
then you
why I
got
do
all the
my
other.
challenges. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I was just gonna say, then you got all the other factors like the moon position, ley lines, the geometric makeup of the ground, the rock, you know, and you know, we were talking about this last night. We don't know what activates those and what, you know, time of day, time of night, thunderstorm activity, what those variables are. That so you can go to a location and have nothing happen, but you could come back a week later or a month later and have it be off the charts. So
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go to
Kat's good too. Kat's phenomenal. We just did Kreischer Mansion with her and Chris, and she is really good. She's very sensitive, and she's really got a good radar for what's going on.
Yes, she does. I agree with you.
That's awesome.
All right. So your next piece, Tim, is Crown Point Hay.
Okay. That would be my sister-in-law. We were investigating, and she was by herself running up to the second floor cell, which is the solitary area. And she called an AVP of a male saying, "Hey."
This is a good one, guys. Watch this one.
Second level. Thought I just heard a whisper.
Wow, that was great.
That was more than a whisper.
Yeah. That's my sister-in-law. She gets some pretty good stuff sometimes. Her and Kat work well together because they're both sensitive. So
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was
I'm
very
gonna
clear.
play it again.
Yeah, one more time.
Second level. Thought I just heard a whisper.
That is creepy.
Right?
Yeah, and relevance of the area that she's in. She's in a prison.
Yeah.
So there's a
Right.
female walking by herself, and all these guys are checking her out. Like, hey.
Yeah. And on that particular cell block is solitary, and there's a male up there that loves messing with females. It'll come up and growl in your ear. It'll touch you, push you. Sandy, the Historical Society, you know, the head of the jail, has been slammed up against the wall and choked in that same area.
Oh wow.
We had a female with us one night in that same area, and we were filming. Out of nowhere, we heard crying. We panned over to her. My son did. He panned over to her, and she was crying. He's like, "Are you okay?" And she jumped up, ran out of the cell block, ran to where the steps go down to the next cell, stood there at the top of the steps and screamed, top of her lungs, "Leave me alone. Don't push me. Don't push me." And then continued to run down the stairs and out of the building. And when we caught up with her to see what was going on, she said it felt like something was trying to take control over her body. So it was just the weirdest and strangest thing. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite locations here in Indiana. It's a very active location.
That's very cool.
So let's jump into this next one. This next one's over 3 minutes, and I didn't cut it down because I wanted to. Some of our viewers that don't do a lot of investigating, or some of our viewers that haven't seen investigations, this is actually, there's some good evidence in this one, Tim. This is the Indiana State Sanatorium one. There's some good evidence in this one, but it also shows Tim chasing after what he hears and what it actually looks like when you're actually on an investigation. So that
was a crazy morning, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and play it. Everybody keep an eye on this one. This is a good one.
Doors. Did you hear it in front of us or back of us?
It's up in front of us.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you hearing this?
Guys, we're here to have it here. No, look, stop, Tim, listen. Listen.
It's stopped now. It sounded like something was on the fourth floor. I'm going up one.
Because we're stopping on the fourth floor, I got all the videos.
I mean, that's what it sounded like to me. Did it sound like that to you? Like it was on the fourth floor?
Yeah.
If that was you, come on out. We heard you. It's like you're up here moving some stuff around or something. Brother, when I start walking down toward that end of the hallway on the third floor, you can just hear all kinds of noise. It sounded like somebody was moving up here, someone was walking around. I mean, it was pretty loud.
Wow.
So the reason I played that whole thing is because we talk about situational awareness, we talk about knowing where your team's at, we talk about evidence validation. And this is a perfect example of that. Tim knew where his team was. When he started getting the noises, I don't know if you guys heard the doors shutting and the shuffling of feet and sound like people walking above him.
Yeah.
Then he took the camera and he said, I'm going to go check this out. And he chased it. And when he did that, what he's doing is, before I present this as paranormal, when I catch this on my video and I catch this on my audio, I'm going to go verify that nothing's there.
Yep.
Right.
And paying really close attention to Tim's video, what's amazing about that is, if you guys heard the doors slam and the walking upstairs, when you hear Tim walking on that floor, it's not the same sound.
No.
It's a completely different sound. It's not as loud. It's not as heavy.
Right.
Totally agree.
Good catch.
Yep.
Very good catch.
It blew my mind, man. It was almost like whatever was there was getting ready, because it was about 6:30 in the morning. So it was like whoever was there was getting up for the daily routine or something. You know, that's the only way I could explain it, because you heard doors closing, footsteps, and something being moved around up there. You know, I was like, man, are they waking up? Or, you know, what's going on? It was pretty intense, man. That location has I would say that was probably my number one location last year as far as different experiences and activity. Was the Indiana State Sanatorium. You guys got to check it out sometime. It's fabulous.
What is it? Wildwood?
What's that?
Which one is it?
Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. Okay.
Indiana State Sanatorium. They just opened it for public investigations last year.
Wow.
Oh,
Cool.
wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're going to visit Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It's kind of like the old Villisca Hospital. I'm
There,
like,
there were some similarities. I was looking down the halls. I'm like, that
Same
looks
thing.
familiar.
I was talking to
You guys
Tony.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tim, when you get up into the Amish country, I want to see some of that video clips because I want to see if you catch clop, 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 clopping some wagon wheels. And
That's not paranormal. That's traffic.
Right up north. Yeah, I'm telling you.
all right, I'm going to
But
jump
yeah,
into this next one. Tim sent us is we make your skin crawl. So Race's favorite saying is chicken skin. This one gives you chicken skin. Madison
must be
Seminary.
Oh.
Yes.
That's the crazy one. That's
Some-
up in the attic area of the seminary, and there used to be women up there. They were supposedly raped and abused, and apparently they were forced to have abortions. And we had a stage recorder up there along with a DVR camera. What's funny, it didn't catch it on video, but we caught this on audio, which is weird to me how sometimes you can catch things on audio but not hear it on a video, and vice versa. It's kind of crazy. But
Right.
this was a stage recorder up in this area where women were brutally raped and forced to have abortions, and this is an EVP captured in that area.
All right, here we go.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
That
loud.
was
it's
loud.
very intense. It sounds like whatever it is in some serious pain or something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty significant. But all that other noise in the background, they had some kind of heating system up there or something that was on all night.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's first part of
Like a white
January
noise.
when we were there.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, what was that? Play it again? Of course. Yes, I would love that.
Yes. Well, I was going to say, pay really close attention because I think you picked up even a softer scream prior
Yes.
to that one.
before that,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, with female
Yeah.
tonality to it. Yep, it
Mhm.
did.
Yeah.
Never.
But it
Never in
sounds
the
like
history
me
of
when I
paranormal-
don't have my coffee in the morning.
That is a creepy ass scream.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my
God.
Excellent.
Never
And
in
the
the
thing-
history of, in the history of
the thing
paranormal
about-
evidence, never has the words "thank you for watching" been more important at the end of a video than that right there.
Right.
That's
And
crazy.
Madison Seminary was surprisingly, it was one of those places where you had minimal personal experiences while you were there. I mean, a few things here and there, but most of the evidence came in once we got home and started reviewing audio and video. We caught some amazing stuff there that we didn't
That's
experience
definitely
while we were there,
amazing.
you know. But
That
yeah,
one
That
it was
was
pretty
amazing.
intense.
That came
Yes.
from the gut. Like really,
Yeah, right.
that
Oh,
it came
yeah.
from within, deep within.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
That's one of those where you're going like this, and you go, Jesus Christ.
Well, just
know,
imagine the look on. Just imagine the look on my face when I first heard that for the first time.
Mm.
You know, with the headphones on, listening to the recorder, I was like, holy shit, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, the first one, you're like,
Never
oh,
mind.
okay, that's a good one. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, that's a good. And then you hear that, you're like, what the?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
It's
a
funny.
scream you hear prior, and
Yeah.
it's faint, but
Yeah.
that draws in your attention, and then
Yes.
you're kind of focused in on that far away, and then you have this one right in your
Loud.
Mhm.
face, like wow, that's crazy. That's good. Good
If
catch.
anybody doesn't feel like sleeping tonight, I can play it again.
Right?
Tony nailed it. Tony nailed it. That's exactly what it is that you hear that first female tone
Yeah,
scream, and it's a little bit distant. And you're like, wow, that's cool. Then it's just like, nope, more. It's like,
Right, exactly. Yep. Full blown,
Yeah, I know
man.
you don't
It
wake
was
up like
nuts.
that in the morning. You
That
do
was
not
a
wake
cricket
up
bat to the face, man.
like the
That's
grudge.
Now, did you guys feel anything like negative energy when you guys were there? Any?
Actually, one of my teammates, Linda, for some reason, on the second floor, in the woman's side, it was kind of weird because I've never experienced anything like this. She could only go so far down this hallway, and it was like something was stopping her. She couldn't go no further. A woman had been raped down at the end of the hallway, so we don't know if it was her trying to warn Linda some way to stop because the evil man's here or something. But she couldn't get halfway down this hallway, and she couldn't go no further. It's like, what do you mean you can't get no further? I can't physically walk no further. So we had to literally pick her up arm to arm, two of us, to carry her down into this room. I don't know. It was just a weird situation. She couldn't physically walk any further down this certain hallway.
you've had that happen before.
Mhm.
And
Have you?
Gettysburg.
Okay,
Right?
so maybe it's
Yeah,
not as weird as I think, but yeah, because I've never
it is.
experienced
But
it
they
like
didn't
that.
carry me. I just didn't go.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
didn't
she
go.
couldn't go.
Nobody was gonna carry me over there.
All right.
We talked about
Oh,
this
yeah.
last night on the show we were on last night. There's been times where we've gone to places and I've grabbed her by the arm and went, nope, come on. We're not going
Yeah.
in there.
All right.
Yeah.
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 I love how
Yeah.
Tim took what happened in the experience and he correlated it into some kind of rational context with the history of the location and stuff that happened there. And while that's not provable, that's part of our job is to try to draw conclusions with whatever collection of evidence you aggregate at the time that you investigate. So, and he's done it multiple times since he's been on the show tonight. And I love that because you have pieces and you can leave those pieces scattered on the floor, or you can see how much
Right.
puzzle you can actually assemble from it. And you're always looking for fitting the pieces together. I think that's awesome.
I try to.
Yeah.
I try to.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because even if you're not, even if you do that and you're not 100% correct, there will come a point where all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, maybe you'll switch those pieces around a little bit, and then they do connect. You're like, oh my god. So that's great work, Tim.
Well, another thing I can say is, you guys see what I do on social media. How often do you see me present a piece of evidence? And I go to multiple locations a year, and unless I'm, pretty damn near 100% sure that I think it's paranormal, I don't post it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
even when I do post it, I don't say it is paranormal. I say, this is what we come across, give me your opinion, whatever, and it goes from there. But I see some teams go out there and post 10 or 15 things every time they go to a location. I may post one piece of evidence for every 7 locations I go to. I just got to
This
feel like it's.
evidence is amazing.
Yeah, this is good stuff. That was
really-
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
love it.
Yeah, and you know what? You operate under a standard of dignity, and you have your own level of integrity, and you don't dance to anybody else's tune. And I think that's awesome. If someone else wants to present more, so be it. If they're
Yeah, so
confident
be
in
it.
it, that's
Exactly.
fine. But what
sure.
you do is what you do, and you're not influenced by what the masses may or may not want to do. You do what Tim wants to do, aka T-DAWG. What?
Yes, sir.
That's the way
Yes,
to go.
sir.
All right. Next one, Randolph Asylum. Yes, I do.
Okay. Me and a buddy were in the female section on the second floor. It's just
Go on.
us, no one else there. And he just asked a random question because he's random like that. He was talking, or he wasn't talking to me. He was asking a question. It was just weird how it happened. But what he had asked is, "Hey, do you want to hear a joke?" or do you want to hear something funny? I think is what it said. And then you hear what sounds like a female saying either yeah, I do, or yes, I do, or I do. You hear a female voice in the background responding to his question.
All right, here we go. Check it out.
Sorry. You're gonna walk in.
Something funny?
Wow.
I think there are two responses there. I hear like a male say no, and then I hear
I
the
think that
yes,
was-
I do.
I think the first thing you hear is a breath. It sounds more like, to me, I mean, I could be wrong, but it sounded kind of like a breath, and then a female
Okay.
responded saying something.
Okay.
But, you know,
All right.
Yeah, it was breathy.
I thought it said no, but yeah. Okay.
It was breathy.
Do we want to play it again? Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Sorry. You're gonna walk in.
Something funny?
Yeah.
The first one is the breath, and the second one is
Sounds like I do, or
Yeah.
yes, I do.
yeah,
Yes, I do.
yeah, something do. You know, yes, I do, I do something. But and it sounds like a female, obviously.
It does. Absolutely,
weird.
it does.
For sure.
Yeah. Now the biggest question is did he tell something funny after that?
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
If he did, I guess it wasn't funny.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you did,
Exactly.
it wasn't that funny.
That's what we call a paranormal tease. Is what-
Right, for sure. Well, I told a joke once at the Licking County Jail in the basement Sanatorium of that location, and actually I got told to get out. It was a joke I had heard at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital by one of the staff members at OSPH. She said something about what do you call she put something about being a cougar. Oh,
No
what
wonder
do you
they
call
told
an
me
old
that.
cougar? And the answer is a deaf leopard. Well, I told that joke in the bottom of that joke because I remembered it from the lady at OSPH. And during that session, I was by myself, and there's a male voice saying, "Get out." Right after I told the joke,
rough
so I
room.
was like, "Oh,
Tough
I'm telling
crowd.
no more jokes."
Tough
I
crowd.
can't tell jokes either.
Yeah.
Right for me.
That's funny. So we got another one from Randolph Asylum. This one's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Okay. Well, real quick before you play that, now remember what that last voice sounded like in the last video, because I believe this is the same female at a different, same place, same area, but at a later time in a year on a different investigation.
Oh, which is huge. When you get the same voice twice at different times, that's a huge piece of evidence. Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's go ahead and play it. You know what? Now that you mentioned that, after reviewing these before I posted them, I think you're right. Yeah. Here he goes.
That was the door. Anytime I hear about noise, it's a little shh. Somebody there? Hello? Did you hear the voice? Yes. I'm sitting here in shock right now. I'm thinking, did you just hear like a little girl or a woman say something?
Oh.
And we're back.
So to explain what was going on, there was about 4 or 5 of us sitting down at the end of the hallway, There was 2 of us in the hallway and 3 of us in the day room right next to us. The first thing that the guy that was sitting next to me experienced, he experienced some kind of light anomaly move from the top of the steps at the end of that hallway across the hallway into another room. And then within seconds later, we heard what sounded like that last step coming up to that floor, because it makes a little noise when you step on it. And that's when you can hear me, shh. And then you hear a female voice saying, sorry. Like when I shushed her, she realized she was being too loud and she was apologizing for it. And so we were kind of stunned for a second there. We sat there for a second. We're like, did anybody else hear that? And everyone else heard it. There was multiple people there with recorders, and we're all rushing out to the outside to see if we can catch, if we caught it on our recorders, and everyone caught the same voice on the recorders. We heard the footstep coming onto the floor. I mean, it was pretty amazing. And to me, it sounds like the same lady from the previous video, from the previous investigation. So
it did. I will agree with that. It did.
About that.
Yeah. Let's play that again. See, that sorry is really soft. So let's play that again.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That was the door. Anytime you I hear about noise, it's a little shh. Somebody there? Hello? Did you hear the voice? Yes. I'm sitting here.
That is awesome.
That's cool.
Yes,
It sounds distant. The sorry sounds
Very distant.
It sounds like it's distant, but
It's down at the other end.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's down at the other end of the hallway from us, you know, but it was cool that it was intelligent enough to know that we were trying to be quiet, because we were doing what we call our dead time session, where we try to keep it down as low as possible. Everybody's sitting somewhere silent, not moving around. And first we hear the footstep on the step, and then that's when I shushed everybody, like, shh. And then the female comes right after that and apologizes, like, sorry for making a noise. Didn't mean to interrupt.
That's so cool.
You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example of situational awareness. Not only do you know where everybody's at, but you've created an experiment during an investigation where you tell everybody, let's all sit down, nobody move. So you know when you're picking up footsteps, when you're picking up voices, nobody's saying anything, nobody's moving, they're all sitting still. You know where your team's at, you know what's going on. And anything you pick up outside of that, boom, you know it's paranormal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good job. Excellent way to describe it, Chris. So important.
That's true. You're taking a lot of the questions out of the back end up front. But was anybody this? Was anybody that? You've already vetted that part of it up front. That's very good. I agree.
Yeah. I give credit to my brother Chris. He's the one that came up with that dead time. We normally do it a few times throughout the night, and we normally do anywhere from 20 minutes to half an hour of dead time in different areas of the location, just to see what we can pick up. Or
That's fantastic.
It's worked out well for us.
I really like what Ron said, though, about taking it out up front. I mean, knowing what you're doing, that's an excellent point, because it can be so much harder to identify on the back end. And if you are familiar with what was going on, what noises are occurring, like Tim said, well, we knew that step was noisy, and clearly said that. But excellent point Ron made about taking it out up front, so that when you go to the review, you're not second guessing, okay, what was that? Was this something? Was that not something? Knowing up front what was happening. Good advice. Great advice.
Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
Cool.
Well said, Tony. Well said. Yeah, that's awesome. He does that on all the clips too.
Yep. We've got one more clip of Tim's, but you can bet before we leave tonight that I'm going to pay that scream again, because I want to sleep.
I was so going to ask.
You can bet your ass I'm playing that one again. But this one's South Pittsburgh Hospital door slams.
Okay. We were down at OSPH for 2 days, hanging out with Ronnie and everybody. And we had that was the second day we were there. We had all left for lunch, and something just told me, because we didn't have a DVR system set up, because they already had their own system that they said they were going to record on that night. So I set up a couple of stage cameras on each floor down the main hallways as we all went out to lunch, and we kept one of the more notorious claims of OSPH.
That's phenomenal. We caught some. We used to catch stuff similar to this at the Phelps Dodge Mining Hospital when we'd all leave stuff going, and so this is a phenomenal. Right. This is another situational awareness. Nobody is in the building.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
That's awesome.
I didn't even hear it on my end. For some reason, I didn't hear it on my end.
Really? We heard it.
We heard it.
You heard it? I didn't hear it on my end.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded almost like footsteps too.
Yeah.
Before the door slammed.
Yes.
Yeah, but I didn't hear none of that. Yeah, can you play that again? Because I didn't hear none of the audio on my end from that at all.
Oh yeah.
Chris, before you play it again, just to put it out there, the reason I was laughing when we came back is because I saw Race Hobbs' comment saying "time to go."
Too bad we can't stay, baby.
That's awesome.
This is Audra and I were watching the video towards after the door slams. It almost looks like there's movement in the film
on the door to the right.
On the door to the right. So if you guys can look at that too and tell us if that's camera distortion or if we actually see something moving.
All right, we'll take a look.
Wow. I see what he's talking about. I actually am really interested to hear what Tony has to say, because he's probably seen so much footage like this at Old Phelps Dodge. The only thing I'll say is it appeared to have a flickering light effect to it, but that light flicker didn't happen anywhere else in the hallway.
That's exactly what I was going to say, is it only happened on the door. Now, is that possible to happen to a camera? Maybe, but the chances are is that it would have went across the screen, because the disturbance would have been consistent across the entire viewfinder, whereas what flashes is only on the door. So that's a very unique point, because it's not spread across the screen.
That door you're talking about is on the front side of the building, which I believe that's the way the sun comes in from that side. And there were other cars in the parking lot. Could that have been a reflection off someone's window in the park? Or then again, that was the third floor. I don't know, but I know that's the front side of the building. I mean, could it have been something outside, or even a bird that flew across that part of the window and gave you that?
It could have been, but that wasn't a bird shape by any means. So if it was something outside, it would have had to been big, because it took up the whole door. And the other strange part about it is that it doesn't lighten or stretch like a normal shadow would. It's solid. So
yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick before we go on, UNX is going to be going. They're going to be switching off the audio. We're going to still be going live on Facebook and YouTube to finish up the rest of this. There's Big Bird. If you weren't paying attention, that's what flew by the window on the third floor. By the way,
Grace.
You know how hard he's got to flap those little wings. But if you want to stick with us, we've got a few more minutes before we close out. UNX is going to flip over here in about a minute or two.
Don't go away.
Don't go away. Can't leave T-DAWG.
The main thing is that door slam with nobody in the building is absolutely audible.
Yeah,
and that's
footsteps right before it.
Yeah, and that's one of the bigger claims in OSPH is doors slamming by themselves, footsteps. Actually, I did my fear challenge the night before, further down that hallway, and they chained me up to a cot at the other end of the hallway. And actually, when I did my challenge, you could hear footsteps walking up on me as I'm chained to this cot at the other end of the hallway.
Yeah,
so, yeah, it's pretty notorious.
We stayed in a motel that had that same experiment.
What kind of chain do you use? Maybe handcuff?
Of course, the handcuffs. And there was feathers involved, but
right.
But I gotta say, from Tim's standpoint, that takes guts to sit knowing when you know there's nobody up there with you. You are literally chained to a chair or the radiator or whatever you were chained to, knowing you're hearing footsteps coming down the hall and there's not supposed to be anybody there. I mean, we've had that, we've heard it. It takes a lot to stay composed and not freak out, run out, or pass out. But seriously, I mean, sometimes it can be overwhelming.
I'm probably going to pass out. I do that.
Yeah, probably, but so you got my respect there, Tim, because that's not.
And I'm blindfolded on top of that, so I can't see what's coming out.
Oh my gosh!
Wow!
Yeah, I mean, people
blindfolded and chained up.
People can sit in front of video all day and watch it and go, "Oh, I could do that," but it's totally different when you're there. You know you're alone, and you start hearing these things happening. So very cool.
I can tell you all watching right now, and Tony and Cherie can vouch for this. Audra can vouch for this. I walk locations by myself. Doesn't matter how haunted, doesn't matter how big. I'll go anywhere you want me to go. I am not afraid of anything. I can tell you right now, you're not chaining my ass up anywhere.
It's not all good.
No, that's not all good.
Yeah, it's not all good.
Well, there's certain circumstances where that happens.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
But that's never happened in a haunted hospital either. No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Rated R.
Right.
We went from unity to pair porn.
No.
Talking about that, let's hear that scream again.
Okay, here goes the scream again.
That's insanity.
The best part is this: repeat as necessary.
I know.
That's awesome.
Great.
When we do
That is one of my favorite audio clips from the
2022 compilation, we're definitely going to include this one.
Oh my god, that's an all-time classic for audio that we've had on the show.
That's great.
Phenomenal. It's got every aspect of creepy you could ask for.
Well, I was just going to say that.
it tricks you because you think it's that soft one in the beginning. You're like, oh, it's good. What the heck?
Right.
The 1, 2.
Yeah.
Well, the little female voice sets you up, and then
I
it's
love
like,
it.
bam, there's
It's
the other
so
one.
good.
Let's top it off by visual effects. It looks like the damn attic from The Grudge. On top of it,
Right.
creepy little room, creepy little bed, and then all of a sudden some chick screaming at you like that. It's like, damn.
Yeah, that great capture,
And it
Tim.
just,
Great capture.
just so happens that's where they locked me down that night, was up in the attic to a wheelchair.
Oh,
They chained me up and blindfolded me in the woods. But my challenge is very quiet. I mean, I heard a few noises here and there, but nothing to get too excited about. But that's where they stuck me that night for my challenge, is right there in that same area.
Wow.
Was that before or
intense.
after you had captured that at some point?
Well, I didn't know I caught that until after going home and reviewing and heard it on my recorder. So I didn't even know that happened until after we were already home.
Wow.
But it was at that same time frame. That
Same
investigation.
time frame. That same night I caught that. They stuck me up there in the attic.
All right, Tim. So what would you have done being chained up and you would have heard that with your own ear? What would you have done?
I mean, I was chained up and blind. I could have done nothing but yell, "Hey, come get me!" Some crazy woman's up here screaming. You know? Yeah, I was stuck. I couldn't do nothing. Hi, Allie. How you doing? Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do nothing. You know, I've been screaming for someone, like, "Come get me!" I might even sold myself. I don't know. You know. And that's what I always try to go to the bathroom before I do my challenge, just in case, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Would you do it again to do that challenge?
Of course. Yeah, I do it all over the place. I do it at every location I go to, just about, as long as the location's, I'm not gonna say worthy enough, but you know, just challenging enough for me. I gotta get a feel for the place. But normally every major location I go to, I do it at whoever's with me, or even the owner sometimes will be like, "All right, Tim, I know you do your challenges. I want you to do it in this area tonight." I'm like, "Okay, you say so. You know, we'll make it happen." So,
Tim,
but yeah, I try to do it at every location I go to for the most part. There's a few that I skip out on, not because I'm scared of the place, but either the place is too small, or I can't be far enough away from everybody else, and I don't want noise contamination coming at my way while I'm doing my thing. So, but I've done it at the majority of the major haunted locations that I've been to, for sure.
Tim, the only thing.
Go ahead.
Is it the only thing that could have been worse? With you've been chained up, you can't move, you hear the scream, you soil yourself, and just before anything else happens, the REM pod temperature goes off.
That would have drove me crazy. That'd be my luck. Right? For sure.
So, Tim, anything you want to promote besides everybody else? Because that's what you always do all the time. You promote everybody else. Do you have anything that T-DAWG wants to promote?
You know, just keep an eye out on the Paranormal Worldwide crew. We have a lot of stuff coming up this year. Some of you that don't know, we are Brian Murray's and Rochelle Stratton's Indiana chapter. They run Riverbend Paranormal Alton, and we're their Indiana chapter of their team. We have a lot of locations coming up with them. They have a lot of meet and greets and different things. They're got planned throughout the year, but we have a lot of things that we're doing as a full team. We're going out to Broken Bow Asylum for 3 days in August, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. I might try to put together a little meet and greet this year. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'll be on the road a lot. You know, starting next month, I'll be on the road. Yeah, I'll be back in New York. I'm coming to New York. But I'll be on the road a lot, so just keep an eye out for me. See where I'm going. I'll always post pictures and even a little video showing people around the location. And if we get some good stuff, I'll present it. You know, and if I don't, I'll at least tell you about my experiences there and how it was, and you know, this and that. So
come
to New York. Thank you so much for sharing your videos.
Yeah, those are great clips, great evidence captures.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
It's an honor to come on your show and talk with you guys. You guys do a great job with the show. Love what you do. I love how you present everything. I think it's awesome what you guys do. I don't
Appreciate
sit
that.
and watch too many. I don't watch a lot of podcasts. There's a few that I like to pay attention to and share out for everyone to see, and your guys is definitely on that list. So keep doing what you're doing. I love
Thank
it.
you, Tim.
Thank you.
We've been waiting for this for months.
Yeah.
We were looking forward to trying to get you on at some point, and it did not meet expectations. It exceeded it by a lot. It was a fantastic show.
Yes, it
Sorry,
was.
brother, I'm flattered.
Sure was.
It's worth the wait.
It was worth the wait. Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Oh, and also next week we have Chris Noara and Kat Maria.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Two
This is our
different
time to get a
people.
couple pictures. We'll get that set up. It was nice having you on, Tim.
Yep.
Yes, it was.
Thank you, brother.
You want to take it? No?
Yeah, and come to New York.
When I'm not here.
Oh, I'll be up there. I'll be up in New York.
It's the Rempire State.
The Rempire State. But the birds aren't as big as they are in Indiana.
No.
All right, guys. Well, we'll be on UNX next week at the same time, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to tune us in. And, man, if you want to catch the best scream you've ever caught, you got to investigate with T-DAWG, and you got to stay haunted. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Night.
Have a good one, everyone.
Can you give me a name? What's your name?